So with me today I have a treadmill. Now the vendors and sponsors are paying for this video, but they're kind enough to send this out to test out. And I'm hoping to kind of put this underneath a desk and use this in coordination with this stand-up desk or possibly another desk. So let's go ahead and open this and take a look at what's inside. So this is how this comes packaged. Basically sits in this box like this. So I'm just gonna take it out so we can look at it a little bit better. But essentially it just has a frame around it to kind of protect it. And then when you pull it out of the box, you just have some foam sort of pads that protect the handle here. Essentially most of it's already put together. So when you pull it out of the box, it's just ready to go. You can pull this off. It says, after using the treadmill for 1 to 2 months, add about 5 to 10 milliliters of lubricating oil to the running belt to keep it smooth. Just make sure you lubricate the belt every few months so that it keeps in good running order. So we'll just take that off. We don't need that right now. So it looks like they have a readout down at this part down here. It has some numbers on a display. And it looks like they also have the display up here as well. So basically this kind of pops up when you need to use it. And if not, then you're just gonna use it in this way where you have it like under a desk or something like that. On the other side here, basically there's just some screws to kind of change the tightening of the belt. And then there's a plug for the attachment for the plug. You get the plug, here's a key, it has a remote. You also have some screws, and this is some of these bolts on the back here. I think these are just kind of like feet that you can use without the wheels, and then these help kind of regulate these sort of belt tighteners and other stuff that's over there. And then there's also like a phone rest, and this thing will kind of go up into this area up here. I think it just slides in, probably more like this. Yeah, there you go. So when you pop this up, you'll have the readout, plus you can have a place to put a phone or a pad or something like that. So that's pretty handy. And then of course you have a warranty card and then a user's manual. So as you can see here, they have the display screen. This is the main frame. This is this thing that pops up. This is what I was talking about, the pad stand. They have buttons. They also have like the key probably fits into there. It's a safety lock, what they call it. And then they have these folding knobs and folding pads. So those are all just to kind of get the main handlebar up so that you can use that. Now again, if you're just gonna use this with a desk, you can just kind of put this under the desk and then your desk becomes the handlebar. It's not attached to it. So I'm not exactly sure how, I think they just use this as far as the speed and the pausing when you're in that mode. So I think that's why they do that. So when you do take this out, they have little pads or stands, something like that, that'll kind of hook up. And it looks like there's supposed to be like a foot or something that it sits on. This doesn't go down all the way, but maybe it's one of these. This looks like this is just part of the locking mechanism. I think this right here is just controlled by this pin. So you screw this out and then this will come up. So yeah, you don't have to like undo anything or hold it out. And then when you lock it, this will just go back in. Yeah, so it goes all the way back and then you can just kind of screw it back in. So it has these screws here, if you can kind of see those, that basically just screws out, you can lower it, screw it back in. So it gives you some ability to kind of run on there. It looks like there's a light, so there's possibly a running light up here, like a little yellow thing. I don't know, we'll take a look at that. So that's where the feet go. So the feet are gonna go there, and then, yeah, and it just shows how I was showing you there, where you unscrew these side screwed sort of posts, and then the whole thing kind of lifts up so you can use it, and then when you're done, you can screw it back down. So there's these feet that come out right here. So this is where you have an incline at. Hopefully you can kind of see that foot there. And then you put it in the pin there. So the pin just sits in there without the feet, and they rest under there for now. So they have these kind of just feet that sit there. Make sure to keep the pin in the unit though, unless you're moving the feet around. That way it kind of keeps it out of the way of stuff. But so yeah, there's these kind of feet that sit under the unit right here. So you can kind of see they fold out, and then those pins, they'll just lock into place there. That's how that's used. So let's put this on the floor and let's test it out. So when installing, make sure to put the feet on first. So I'm gonna put those on first. We can kind of see what that does, which is basically screwing these in on the bottom. But you just lift this up on the side here. I'll have little holes that this will fit into here. So you just want to make sure you have a post for those. Now, it was kind of cool when I was moving this around. The wheels made it pretty handy as far as that goes. And then you basically just unscrew to how high you want these. I'm just kind of going to guesstimate just how high this is, just for now. And we'll pull the other post in here. Okay, so at least it's off the ground. You're not just kind of resting on the machine parts itself. Now you have, like I said, you have buttons on this side. I'm just gonna test the function for the desk for right now, just so that I can see how that works, since that's probably how I'll use that. And just if you're curious, there's a little rubber sort of gasket cover kind of thing that fits where you would put the oil. So it automatically lubes, you just have to kind of replace the oil that goes in here. So. All right, so once I plug this in, I'm just gonna turn this on the side here. And you can see the readout down here. The only thing, I think this does come with the battery, so you can just pull this out, ready to roll. So let's test this out and see how this works. Yeah, it looks like it's going, maybe. Oh yeah, so I do have my shoes on. Should be however. Now with the desk, so I'd probably raise the desk based on however high I would need that. And then I'm basically just using the remote right here. It's not really like going fast at all. This is like barely 1. Like, so if you're used to most of these, you'll get up around like 2 miles per hour. Okay, that's pretty fast. So 2.2, so this is 2. I'm wondering if this is kilometers per hour. But this isn't that bad. You can see how noisy it is. So it's not so bad though. Like if you're doing a median, I probably wouldn't do a median with this. But you can tell it's like, it's a decent walking space. And it's nice and it's compact. So it'll fit like under this desk like really easily. So that's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted it. So it's not going to fit under this desk, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to fit under something like this. Either that or we could put it under a bed or something like that. Let's see here. And the different modes. So it's going to count down. So it's going, let's see if I change the mode. What does that do? Hold it down. I don't see anything as far as modes. This doesn't really do anything as far as modes go. I can change the speed, but there's a mode button here. So you can kind of see there's a mode button here. And when I hit it, it's not doing anything. Even if I hold it down, that turns off the sound. That actually works. So I don't know what the mode button is. Let's go ahead and raise the bar though, and we can kind of see what else this can do as far as the bar goes. With this now, you just unscrew these and this bar will come up. Of course, you don't want to stand over the bar like I'm doing right now. And it's going to need to be far enough away from this so it doesn't hit it. And then you can screw these back in, which is what I'd recommend. And then from here, you can control it from the top of the unit. Well, and this is where you're going to want to use the safety lock. Looks like it also comes with a battery as well. So this is kind of nice as far as I think it's for the remote. What I thought was a light, this yellow area, I think that's where this goes. So now it'll work. You attach this to yourself. That's what this is for as far as the safety. It's kind of janky, but you know, this will work. I mean, it's just basic safety. So, and then, yeah, you can just start it. Now I turn the beeper off, but you can see it's going. I can get it up there. And this is at miles per hour. So this isn't too bad. Now, of course, if this pops off, whoa, that's an immediate stop. Okay, so that's not like a slow down, like you're gonna fall off that if you're not like paying attention. So that's an immediate stop if that does come off. When it goes back on, looks like it doesn't start until you hit it again. So, and then I'll try the modes from here. I'm not sure the different modes. Let's see here. It shows you can show like distance, time, all those kinds of things. Maybe that's because that's down there. So yeah, okay, so mode is just really for up here. So it shows the time elapsed, how many calories you burned. It's hard to see because of the reflections, but you can kind of see there's a readout there. Shows 1 calorie. You can change the mode as far as like what it shows. So, I mean, you can kind of see that there. Sorry, my camera's attached. But you can kind of tell there's a readout up here. There's a readout down there. That's pretty fancy for what this is in the price range. I think this is pretty cool. The fact you can put this under a bed. You can put this under a desk like this. Has a very quick stop. So that's good there. So yeah, I hope you dig something like this. This is pretty cool. It's a nice compact machine. It looks like it's easy to take care of and easy to use. So, and easy to roll around and carry. I mean, I just lifted this on up and down off this desk right here with nothing. So anyway, I hope this video helped answer some of the questions you had about this product and if it's the right one for you.